this was easier than I thought. Hi everybody, it's your lovely Lotus Blossom Lizzie, and today I'm going to be doing a really quick and easy traveler's notebook. Now, I'm so happy that you all are here on my traveler's journey because this is really new to me, and I thought as I do things and figure things out that I would record them as well, because I know there are lots of new planner people out there per se. And so I already kind of did a setup of how I started this, and it's already starting to evolve. You can see there is more stuff in here, more notebooks within the actual traveler's planner I have, and I've already changed some of the paper clips from the last video that I did on this. Now, these will all be up in the series, so make sure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And if you have subscribed, then I want to say thank you. And also, you can go ahead and give this video a thumbs up because it's going to be pretty good and pretty easy. So let's go ahead and get started. So some items that you're going to need. You're not going to need your notebook or your traveler's chest yet. You'll need it when you put your notebook in. But you're going to need some scrapbook paper, and that's going to be for your cover, and you can make it into a dashboard if you like, but I'm just going to do a cover. And then I have like some scraps from a folder that I actually made. I have some washi tape here that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'll show you it. Let's go ahead and take it out. So it's brand new. I never used it. I had it for a while, so I'm going to use this washi tape here. So I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see. It's a lot of glare going on from the lights. Let me see if I can. Yes, just hard to see. And also you'll need some packing tape, and you'll need some sheets. Now I'm only going to be using 16, I think I counted out 8 sheets, so it's going to make 16 sheets. So you don't want to make your book too thick because then it's really hard to handle. You'll also need some glue or some tape. I'm going to use a tape runner that I have here. And also I have a box cutter. You may need some scissors, and I have a square. So if you don't have a square, don't worry about it. It just makes things easier when you're cutting. And then I actually have a paper cutter, and I just have a band holding my paper cutter here. So basically that's everything I think here that we're going to need. So let's first start out with our actual craft paper. So first we're going to cut our paper, and this is a 12 by 12 piece of craft paper, and I just looked in one of the craft books I did, and I just kind of picked a simple one out to use. And then I actually took one of my books and I measured the books out, and my books are actually 8.5 by 8 1/4. So I'm going to make this 8.5 by 8 1/4. And of course you can do this for any books that you have, or any traveler's notebook that you have, even if it's a pocket one, a Fauxdori, a Madori, whatever. You can do the same thing. It's just really simple. So I'll take my paper cutter, and let me take my band. I keep a band on here because when I'm moving it around, this little thing just flops all over the place and it drives me crazy. So let's take this, and we're going to need this little piece here to be out. So I'm going to try to keep everything in frame here. So I'm going to start with, and these have polka dots, so it depends on what kind of pattern that you use as to how careful you need to be as to, you know, if you need to turn something around. So in this case, everything is all good. So we're going to go to 8.5 here and cut. And always keep my scraps because I can use that for something else. And then this side we'll just do right here. It's going to be 8 1/4 inch. Alright, so that's my short edge. This is the long edge. So this will fit in the notebook this way, basically. So just keep that there. So let's go ahead and close that up and get that out the way. Okay, so we're going to start with the paper, and actually I decided to do something a little bit different, so I actually got another piece of paper out from the original one. It still looks the same, but then I'm going to use some of these cards for the embellishment. So the first thing I want to do is I want to cut my paper down, and this was the first one that I did, and I did do this on camera, but I scrapped it because I folded it wrong. So just so you guys know, a tip for you is to really be cognizant of the sizes of each side, because they're so close that I folded it on the wrong side. It should have been actually folded this way and not this way. And this came out so pretty, but it's too short for the paper. So I'll give you a little bit of an idea. So if I put the paper, well, this one was cut wrong too. So let me just show you guys. Okay, so now we have that, and okay, we're gonna make sure that we're doing this correctly. Now this is our 8.5, should be. Okay, so that's our 8.5, because the 8.25 is going to be this way. So let's just, if we look at this, see, this one was a bit long, so yeah, that's our 8.25. So we want to go down the middle of this. Let's see. That should be all right. So our 8.5 is here, and we want to score this like halfway down the middle. So our 8.25 is going this way. So we're going to go to 4.25, and we are going to score, people. And it doesn't matter which side you score it on. Well, we'll score it on this side. At 4.25. And I have my nice little score, and you want to make sure that you do not press too hard, because it will go all the way through. And we're not trying to cut. So if we fold this, and we did cut, but that's okay, don't worry about it, that's going to be covered. And so, and it's a little off, and we can fix that too. I think the original cut was just a bit off, so I'm going to fix that right now. Can you say fiasco? Fiasco. So it's going to be just a little bit shorter, probably. All right, so we got that piece, and we're going to go ahead and cut one of these cards. So I think I'm going to use this one right here. You wonderful thing. I like the way that looks. So all right, so I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to put it just a little bit over here, kind of offset. Let's get our tape runner here, and just gonna go around the sides, and you want to get as close to the sides as you can. So this doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the washi tape that I selected here, and you can see the washi tape. I'm going to just put that right down the middle. And I always leave a little bit of overhang so I can kind of see what I'm doing too. It's gonna serve double duty. And then I'm gonna take my box cutter, because I'm too lazy to go get my X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to cut it at the bottom. So next we're going to take some packing tape. Alright, so got the packing tape, and then I'm gonna try to go here at the end. And I try to eyeball it and put it down on the sides first. And then I'm gonna take it down. Try to prevent wrinkles here. I probably could have been a little bit more over, but you know, it is what it is. And then I'm gonna cut that off. And we just want to cut it so it has a bit of a straight edge here. Okay. Pick that up, and then I'm going to just fold that over because I want the corners to be protected because that's where the string is going to be at. And hopefully we did this right this time, and we're just going to fold it over. And boom. That's it for the moment on this. And I just want to make sure. Let me just do a little bit of a measurement. Okay, this one's right. Okay, so we got that. Now for the paper. So the paper, we want to make sure the paper is going to fit in here properly. And it might be, the edge might be just a little bit longer because we cut this down a bit. Folder again here. Just going to take a few pieces of paper and make sure we fold it on the right side this time. So we want 4 1/4. And we're going to take our folder and lightly score. You don't even have to score hard. I think this was cut a little crooked. And it's okay if it's a little crooked, and you'll see why. So, all right. Okay, so we have our paper, and it's not really flush. You can see here we have some paper over the side. I know it's a lot of light here, but we're going to go ahead and just stick this inside here. We've got some straight tape here. I'm going to stick it inside, and you can see we have some overhang here. So we're going to take care of that overhang in a moment. Now, I like to leave my covers loose from the actual book itself. So I am going to just go ahead and staple these so that they'll stay together. So I actually invested in one of these long reach staplers, and I got it on Amazon. I'll put a link to it because if you go to like Staples or an office supply store, it's going to cost you a pretty penny to get one of these. And I think I paid like around $15 for this stapler. So I call that a win because I saw them for $35 in Staples, and I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. So we're just gonna put this in here, and I'm just gonna put a few staples in. So this is my first time using this stapler, so y'all wish me luck, because I don't know what's gonna come out. That was pretty good, because you want to try to get it in the middle and kind of get it as straight as you can. I'm just going to put like 3 staples in here. It's very easy to staple. Again, I only have like 8 sheets of paper. So, I probably should have stapled it from this side, but I don't think it really makes a difference. So you can staple it any kind of way you want to. You live and you learn. This is like kind of new for me, y'all. Alright, so now if I stick it back in, now the pages can kind of stay still. Now, here comes the tricky part. You're going to need your box cutter, and you're going to need a straight edge. As soon as I figure out what I did with my straight edge here. Okay, and we are going to just put our pages in as snugly as we can, and then we're going to go across the edge of this. And we're going to just lightly just take our time, and you want to have a sharp knife. So if you've been using it on something else, you might want to change out that blade. Trust me, she knows what she's talking about, folks. So take your time. You don't want to cut your hand. And also, if you press too hard, you're going to get like some very bended edges. Been there, done that too. So I'm just taking my time. And just keep on doing this until you hit rock bottom, so to speak. Alright, let's see how that looks. So that's a very straight edge, and it's not bendy. Yay! Very straight edge there. Now I'm going to do the bottom is not too bad. I'm going to do the top here and hit the rest of these corners. You have to make sure you hold this down really tight so it won't slide. And just make sure that you keep your box cutter across the straight edge. Let's see if we can remove some of these. And another straight edge there. So now the book fits in perfectly, you guys. I did a good job on this one. And again, I like to switch my covers out, so I'm going to try to see if this cover is going to be any good after I get done. And of course you can embellish it a lot more, and I may go back and do that. And the last thing I wanted to do was actually to round the corners. So I have a We Are Memory Keepers Crop-a-Dile corner chomper, and it actually has a 1/4 of a corner and a 1/2 of a corner that you can make, and I'm going to use the 1/4 of a corner. So we'll just open this up. I'm going to make sure it's open all the way, and I am going to corner the edges of this book and also the pages. So make sure it's on the 4th. And actually, this is a really good corner chomper, so it'll handle the corners really well. So I can put both sides in at the same time. You can see, you just stick it in that little groove, and boom. Okay, make sure it's in there. Okay, and so now we have some nice rounded corners. So I'm gonna do my pages there as well. Now I'm gonna try to do all the pages at the same time. Wish me luck, folks. Wish me luck. So I'll make sure I got it in there. Oh yeah, this handles it very well. And I just wanted some pages that were blank, so that's why I made this, and I knew I could do it real quick. And so now I have another book. So now let's add it into here, and just, you know what, I'm gonna put it right down the middle. I have some folders. See, I have like these nice folders that I made, you guys. And see, I made this out of this pretty one that's where the scrap came from. This pretty cardstock. I love that. I actually have one more piece of that, and I'm hoarding it at this point for like the right moment. So now I'm gonna cover this up, and wham. So now I have this, and it actually has some additional protection because we have like a few of these folders that I made, and maybe I'll do the folders on here too. But there you have it. You have a new folder, yay, finally, or a new book. And that's it. So if you enjoyed this video and it wasn't too wonky for you, give it a thumbs up. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure that you subscribe and leave a comment below and let me know if there is an easier way to make these. I don't think that it is. I mean, there's lots of different things that you can do to this, but I think this is a winner. So that's it from your lovely lotus blossom. Have a fantabulous day and enjoy life. Give it a thumbs up.